about being sensitive and that we women should be sensitive. I remember 2014 as a minister, received a call from my niece, Auntie Oye, they're insulting you on the radio. My 6-year-old niece. They don't like you. Then I get another call from Mr. Lithur. Where I'm in a meeting. Can you call your daughter? She's panicking. She's called me in tears. She says somebody is threatening to kill you. Please, I said, I'm in a meeting. Please drop everything and call. And then my brother is like, but you two, why did you even go into all this? I'm receiving calls. I'm traveling to Koforidua. I get a call from my cousin. Oye Boyo, me a Koforidua. Hey, are you here radio no? Bo adum, botwe. Wahala. You know. And you talked about the insults. I remember President John Dramani Mahama, one of the days I had a meeting with him and he was like, you have to have a thick skin and help build Ghana brick by brick. I have a very thick skin. You can insult from beginning of the earth to the end of the earth. Once I'm convinced I'm going this way, I'm going this way. But many others do not have that thick skin. Many other women can contribute significantly towards the development of this dear nation. But because of the insults, they just back off. And like Prof said, it's basically the structure. We run a political system, the first past the post system. So it's all about a winnable candidate. Because you'd ask yourself, if we are that committed to gender equality and to see that we have more women in governance, more women in parliament, more women in our district assemblies, why is it that MPP will not leave all the seats in Ashanti region for women to stand? Why is it that NDC will not leave all the seats in Volta region for women to stand? But you find out that when there are primaries, where even women are brave enough to stand, men will still fight and struggle with them. Politics is dirty. Politics is about money. Politics is masculine. And the men are not prepared to allow the women to take power. So if you want to take power, you have to struggle and wrest the power away from the men. How many women are prepared to do that? Women are sensitive about what people say about them. Some are not. And these are the challenges. We also have the issue of education. How many women have reached that level of education so that they can hold themselves and offer themselves to stand? Will the men even allow them? And with the first past the post system, we've had elections since 1954. And let me say congratulations to one woman, Mabel Dov Dankwa, the former wife of J.B. Dankwa, who stood against Jake Obechebilante's father and won even in those times. So you realize that it's been 0% representation in parliament and it's come up to 12.7%. We've been a nation for 60 years. 275 seats, only 35 women. And if you look at the pattern, it's just the same. It's not going to change. It will not change if we are not radical. And that is why we are thinking about an affirmative action law. So for me, the simple thing is that is our political system, is our socio-cultural and traditional context, and we will have the low numbers, work the mathematics. It will not be a miracle. Pastor, it will not be a miracle. The only way we can get past is to adopt an affirmative action law and for us to change our attitude and for us to create that environment that would allow a woman to say, yes, I want to stand. And when she stands, she will not get phone calls from husband, from nieces, and from family about insults and what have you. Then we can get women, experienced, capable, competent women, and we can progress and develop as a country. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen. Kwame Nkrumah was the first African president to pass a law in the 1960s for affirmative action, and that ushered in 10 females into the parliament. Though there were comments about we don't want any pancaked ladies in our parliament. What has happened over the decades is that women who have been called to serve have served diligently and are very good examples. Christine Churcher, she mentioned a lot. And so year on year, we are getting more and more women being called. So there is light at the end of the tunnel, in the sense that if you look at the number of women that President John Dramani Mahama called up in cabinet, and if you look at the number of women that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has called up, it's progressive. Because I'm sure all these leaders can see that women who were called to serve in cabinet, women who were called to serve in public office, endeared themselves. It will only get better. But because of our political system, we can only increase the numbers when we adopt an affirmative action law. And I'm happy that this law or this bill is being carried forward by Honorable Otiko Jaba. And I'm hoping it will be submitted to Cabinet. We took it to Parliament, but then it lapsed. So it has to go through the process. We'll look at Rwanda. Fortunately for Rwanda, in their constitution, there is a provision, Article 9, Sub 4, that 30% of all public office from Parliament, all public office, 30% female representation. And that has propelled them so that now Rwanda has the highest number of women in Parliament across the globe. And so that is what we should do. We should also applaud the political parties. They have also done a lot, like 50% rebates for female parliamentary candidates and other provisions. Both MPP, CPP, NDC have all done this. We need to also look at female participation when they even get into governance, and look at women in local government, because it's from there that we can nurture them to parliament and other public office. So I am very positive. The future looks bright. We need to, like what Ms. Churcher said, identify young women. And what the political parties are doing is that we have the TAIN and then we have the TESCON. These are breeding grounds where we can identify young women and nurture them and train them. So we older women have a big responsibility, but it is positive, positive, positive. We will get there, and women will rule Ghana, and you'll see a much better Ghana. In fact, when the World Bank has research, more women in public office, less corruption. So Ghana, listen, more women, the more Ghanaian women you vote for and elect in public office, the less corruption we'll see in Ghana. So over to you.